that you see with the woman, that's going into Nimrod, or that's going into Tammuz.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Nimrod and Tammuz, same thing.
Yeah, it's just reincarnation.
It's just reincarnation.
Yeah.
Same thing. Right? When you go into Adonis, Adonis is Tammuz. Same thing. Or the one that we celebrate in this kingdom is who? Who do we celebrate in this kingdom? We're about to celebrate him February 14th. February 14th is for Cupid, man.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Because it says the Jews were compelled to go in procession to Bacchus carrying ivy. When you look up ivy, that's how the heart that they tell you is shaped. Right? The heart doesn't look like that. That's going back to the ivy that they carried to worship Bacchus.
That's Khan. That's why in school you go to what? An Ivy League school, man. And that's why you get a what? A bachelor's degree. Bachelor's degree goes back to Bacchus, man, or a baccalaureate, right?
So they're called alma maters.
Exactly. All nourishing mother.
That goes back to Semiramis.
That's right. See, it all goes back. It all links, brothers. It all links, man. And
It's the same frequency.
And that's how you know that this is the truth, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around the truth. It's all the same. It comes right back to the scriptures, man. Every single religion is just rebellion against the truth that we're bringing out. That's all that it is.
Because you only have bad and good, right?
Exactly.
Good and evil, yeah. Negative
That's
and
all you
positive.
have.
Negative and
It's just
positive.
same shit, another pot.
Exactly. Come on.
When the Bible says study show yourself approved. So if you ain't studying, you ain't know this. Because all you do in church is go and sit there and watch somebody sing, and it's a madness. The same thing do in the voodoo church, jump around and get evangelists. Same thing do in church, man. Fall on the ground and, it's just a madness.
No, but even the church now is nothing to play with, because the church is a stomping ground for Luciferians as well.
Done.
Because the church goes into what? Sun worship, man.
Yes.
The church goes into woman worship because they have the mother and child in there.
Done.
Right? So the church is nothing to play with. Just those people on a low level, because remember, what do you get from the church? You get pedophiles in the church. And pedophilia is a big thing, man. That's a huge part of the society. Pedophilia is what's coming next. We're dealing with the transgenders, but pedophilia is coming next, man. And that a lot of people got fucked up from where? The church. From the church.
A lot of adulteries in the church.
Hold on. Before I forget, a lot of your superstars came from where? The church. A lot of your superstars, man. Whitney Houston, CeCe Winans, all these different people were where first? In the motherfucking church.
Facts. Because I know about that, because back in the days when we were kids growing up, we had a church, choir practice, all these things, and that's what I'm saying. They teach all the people them how to sing for choir, and then they leave the church and then they become like stars. Sometimes people turn into stars, but they learn back in the church. They all start from singing and all that at the church.
Verse 8, it says, moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews, that they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices. And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles,
Which is the 501c3 tax stature, which is your school curriculum, which is your jobs. A lot of you brothers who have to work in what? Corporate America, or whatever the fuck job you have to work, you have to basically conform a little bit. Even if it's just to shave your beard down, if it's to dress, to put on a tie. I remember one time I had to work a job and I had to put on a tie. I hated that fucking job, man. And it was the spirit that the Most High made me lose that job, man. Because that, like our spirit.
Yeah, they try to break you, man.
Yeah, they
just
try,
to
exactly,
break
man.
you.
That's right,
That's
brother.
it.
That's right. Yeah, man.
they're trying
Try
to
to-
crack his mind.
Yeah, come
That's it.
try to break you, man.
Well,
You're
the guy
right.
even trying to homosexuality, man. Saying basically that they have more same rights or more rights than you.
Well, not even that. They got drag queens
Teaching kids.
teaching kids, man.
Yo,
and there was
that's
serious.
one
That
brother,
could get you to
he
snap,
put up
man.
a thing
You know?
where the drag queen showed
could
his
get
damn
a man to-
privates.
Gone, that's right, yeah.
To the kids.
I put in the status of my thing.
Yo, shouldn't that person be arrested?
Yeah,
What if we do that? One of you brothers do that and see if you don't go to jail right now.
You go to jail.
Do that right now. You're gone to jail, man.
They're complaining about our noise. Too loud, or we're
This
swearing.
place is wicked,
There's
man.
kids out.
Hate speech.
It
Oh,
says,
man.
and whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery. For there were two women brought who had circumcised their children. whom, when they had openly led round about the city, the babes handling at their breasts, they cast them down headlong from the wall. And others that had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day secretly, being discovered by Philip, were all burnt together, because they made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day. Now I beseech those that read this book, that they be not discouraged for these calamities, but that they judge those punishments not to be for destruction, but for a chastening of our nation. And that's what this brother says, Elder Howard, man. This is all, we all went through this because of our wickedness, man.
Yep.
And the Most High was jacking us up back then, and the Most High jacked us up now.
And like they say, that's why being in a crowded place with a lot of people, you're pissed in your spirit, man. You get so mad, and you're like wondering, what the fuck are you, like, what the hell am I doing here? What are you doing around all these friggin' weirdos, man? And then you have to just think back to yourself and be like, oh yes, we friggin' sinned against the Most High.
That's right.
We're here because we went off.
That's right.
And you have to be like, yo, you just have to hold your punishment, man.
That's
You're like,
right.
still stuck here, you can't do nothing.
That's right.
And you're like, you're just pissed, man. Happens, man.
Be ye angry, but sin not.
Sin not. That's right.
It says, verse 13, for it is a token of his great goodness, when wicked doers are not suffered any long time, but forthwith punished. For not as with other nations whom the Lord patiently forbeareth to punish, till they be come to the fullness of their sins, so dealeth he with us, lest that, being come to the height of sin, afterwards he should take vengeance of us.
And he put them on. That's it.
And, and therefore he never withdraweth his mercy from us. And though he punished with adversity, yet doth he never forsake his people. That was it.
No, I don't have to speak. I had a scripture, but go ahead.
Yeah,
bro.
but basically, it's proven right here that he hasn't forsook us, man. Because the Most High left us over there.
That side.
Brother, pen camera, brother.
On that side.
That could have been us. Right?
It's real. It's real. And guess what the joke is? Left side, right side.
Left hand side.
Through that building, eh? You guys aren't allowed to film there. You actually will get in trouble for like it's illegal.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for that.
I'm not trying to be
Oh,
rude.
no, thank you.
I know people.
All right, thanks, man. Thank you.
cool.
All right, yeah. Yes,
He's going over there to his side.
Psalms 83 and 1. Keep thou not silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
Okay, so right now, the Edomite came up here. He's making a tumult, but he's being passive aggressive because he's just trying to separate spirits for us to get into it with him. Okay, so the brother brought the right spirit, the right scripture, man, right? And we asked him was that Holy Speaks because right now it was this being disruptful to us, right? Bring the truth. So he might die tonight, right?
Yeah.
Something might fall on his head of that building might collapse and crush him.
You might just trip onto the spiritual.
Gone, right?
Bro, I've come to a conclusion that Edomites like that, I don't even want them to die. I want them to see us get into rulership, man. I want them to see their kingdom crumble, man.
We're doing something in 5, man. Is that him?
Yeah.
Those men in derision?
Can
Right?
just spit on him.
Brother, that's why I always say death is too easy, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
Too easy. It's better to have a psychological terror.
Hey,
That's
remember
right, man.
Revelation 9 in World War I? It said men sought death but could not be cured. Roughly paraphrasing, men actually sought death. And the apostles years ago, when they did that breakdown of
For Revelation.
9, they showed those men. They were bugged out on the bed, man, shaking, man, shell shocked. You know, and they were seeking death and they couldn't find death. You know,
And the
they couldn't help it.
doctors, the doctors kept bringing them back.
That's
They're
the
like,
worst,
fuck.
yo. That's the worst thing, man. That's painful.
They're like, fuck.
Going through that.
I'm alive. Fuck.
You just wish to be-
Yo, they're walking around the world, half their body missing in the wheelchair. You know those guys? Nothing on the bottom, just this half, just the top half.
Because
That's
Fuck.
rough, man.
yeah,
You
because
have no cock. The fuck? You damn right it's rough.
when you watch some of the movies,
Can't even shit.
Shit.
I know.
when
Go
you
to your
watch,
side. Go to your shit
God
pad.
damn.
but when you watch some of those movies, like the war movies, those guys like 300 and all those movies, those guys rather just be like, yo, when they're injured, just put me to death.
Of the signs, only the
they tell you,
signs.
just put me to death.
Not
you know?
of us, just the signs.
So-
Hey, let me get this real quick.
Yeah,
Back it up and you
yeah,
speak, right? That's
of course.
Revelation 9 and 6. This is going into World War I. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
That's right. That death angel's not gonna take them up, man. You're gonna be there in pain.
That's a serious
That's
pain.
that's like getting stabbed, and you gotta live with that pain.
There's a movie back in the early 90s, it's Shokasugi. It's called Pray for Death. Right? So you beg, please, God, kill me.
Yeah, you just listen.
You're on your own, man. Work it out. Deal with it.
Take your punishment.
You got a picture?
Yeah, I took it.
Yeah? Where you from?
Elam.
I'm from India.
India?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were Sri Lankan.
Sorry?
I thought you were Sri Lankan. No disrespect though, I thought you were
You are Sri Lankan?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Are you? Yes.